because there's other things going on besides me actually doing a broadcast. I know that you're probably sitting there wondering, what am I going to do tonight? Am I going to listen to Glay talk on Glay Nation? And am I going to listen to Glay talk on the Glay Nation program? Is he going to go nuts? Is he going to make us lose our minds and say bad things about him? Well, you can if you want to. Hey, how you doing there, Brenda? If they want to, they can come in and say all the bad stuff they want to about me. But there's one thing about me: I am a pro. I'm a professional hapser now. I am. It shows my signal is great. I now have 8 people watching. I've been live for 1 minute and counting right now. But my title, my I want to call say it scope, is "Hey Joe Biden, you fake president, bite my buns." What's wrong with you, man? Have you lost your ever living mind, you crazy old coot? My gosh, you don't. You want to stop people from eating beef? You think it's going to cause personal climate control flatulence? Hey, Della. Hey, you think my personal climate control is going to be out of control? Is that what you think, Joe? Hey, let me tell you something, Joe Biden. You power drunk, dementia ridden halfwit. Let me tell you something, buddy. You're dumber than a brick in a block factory. You couldn't be thinking this stuff up. There has to be somebody. Hey, Arnie, Maui, there has to be somebody behind you who's making you sound like a total idiot, because you do sound like a total idiot. And I saw where Snopes and all these places are saying Don Jr. is coming out and saying all this stuff, that none of it is true, that it's all made up. Well, it's not. And they're trying to cover for the old, well, pardon my language, for the old horse's butt that's saying this stuff. Well, let's read what Donald Trump Jr. actually said. All right. See, they give me misdirection. Donald Trump Jr., all he did was report from the University of Michigan and the Department of Agriculture what Joe Biden wants to your personal climate control space. Not making it up. Yeah, official recall in Cali has been approved now. Yes, it is. This comes from the Department of Agriculture from the University of Michigan. Cut 90% of red meat from your diet. Maximize 4 pounds of red meat per year. 4 pounds, what is that? 4 pounds by 12. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's 4 ounces. That's 4 ounces a month. And 1 burger per month. Donald Trump Jr. did not make that up. That came from the Joe Biden administration, courtesy of Mexico, but the University of Michigan. That's what they said. It wasn't me. It weren't me. So I'm not going to get on here and talk about me taking long drives and I'm on the move and I'm going to be dancing around like a crazy person or anything like that, because if I started dancing right now, I'd probably go into trauma and shock and end up being in the ICU because my knee would probably go crazy. You're trying to reduce by 50%? Where can I buy me a cow? Hey, look, if you live in the South, you know that Southern people love to cook. What are you going to do when you want to fix spaghetti? What are you going to go say? Ground turkey? Have you ever eaten ground turkey? They have to add ground beef to ground turkey because it's so greasy and slimy that you can't just grill it. It's terrible. Hey, Space Cow. I will too. I will too. But in the South, they have Boston butt. You have roast beef and potatoes, and you put it in a crock pot, and then let's see, what else do they do? Oh, well, chipped beef, which is SOS. On a shingle. You got that stuff. Spaghetti. Italian restaurants, they use hamburger. They use ground chuck or ground sirloin. They use a lot of that stuff in making their dishes. Seriously, what is this guy thinking? Hamburger Helper will go out of business. There will not be any more Hamburger Helper babies. Let's see, what else will it be? Uh, Taco Bell, no more beef burritos, beef and bean burritos. It's going to be all vegetable burritos. Boy, wouldn't I want to stop there and buy me a bean and asparagus burrito? Wouldn't that be delicious? I love Hamburger Helper too. Hey, and don't forget, you got to remember this too. Um, what is that stuff? Oh man, the stuff has the real good sauce. You put hamburger in it. And you put it on hamburger buns. What's that stuff called? It tastes really good. Sloppy Joes. Sloppy Joes. You're going to outlaw Sloppy Joes. Exactly right. Sloppy Joes. Think of all the stuff that is cooked in restaurants that has beef in it. They're telling you they only want you to consume 4 ounces of beef per month because they're worried about climate control, climate change, because of your personal environmental hazard. In other words, passing methyl gas, methane gas. That's basically what they're saying. That's how stupid they are. But if you live here in the South, one of the things a lot of people love, homemade soup beans, homemade cornbread with onions and real butter. Let me tell you, you'll end up creating more methane gas for 3 or 4 days if you eat a big old couple of bowls of soup beans. Steaks aren't going to do that. Hamburger Helper's not going to do that. Sloppy Joe's isn't going to do that. Spaghetti's not going to do that. Beef and bean burritos is not going to do that. The thing about this is not about the hamburger quantity. What this is people controlling what you do, controlling what you think, controlling what you say, that they think they know better than us. And they don't know anything. We all know that. Everything they do, they destroy. All the time, man. Hey, Arabon. But that's what's going on. That's what's going on. That's the big thing out of Washington, D.C. right now. John Kerry's been found to be giving secrets to Iran about Israeli troop movements. That came out today. Good old John Kerry. You saw George W. Bush. Little Georgie. They're all part of that, was a Skull and Bones crowd. And, you show him looking like an idiot being hugged by Michael Obama. And he looks like a goofball. This man who put us in Iraq when Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11. And then this guy, Obama, and his people sat there and watched 4 brave Americans die in Benghazi. And we're supposed to love these people. See, liberals want us to forget about all this stuff. Liberals want us to forget about 9/11. Liberals don't want us to talk, they don't want us to talk about maybe Mossad and Saudi Arabia and our own government and heaven knows who else is involved in it. They don't want you to talk about the thermite. They don't want you to talk about the white phosphorus. Nobody wants you to talk about the Chinese troops that's in Canada. And yes, to those people out there who say I'm an idiot, I don't know what I'm talking about, I do. They were there, Canadian Broadcast Corporation Company. They broadcast it out there. It was on the news. If you're so stupid that you don't want to listen, fine, I don't care. But let me tell you what, when you go to sleep and you wake up and you find your life is totally irreparably changed forever, don't blame me. Don't blame Arabon. Don't blame the people that's trying to warn you and tell you what the heck's going on. Hey, Don McKenna, hi. Don't blame us, man. We've been trying to tell you all this time. And Snopes and all these different websites. I went on there just to see what they're doing, and they're just climbing all over Don Jr., saying it's all lies. It's not true. But here it is. I mean, I'm not going to show it to you but this is from the Department of Agriculture from the University of Michigan. Cut 90% of red meat from your diet. Max 4 pounds per year. 1 burger per month. Like I say, it's not about the meat. It's about the ability to control what you think, what you do, what you say. And people that listen to this stuff, just like the mask thing. Oh, guess what? Let's see, mask. You gotta wear a mask when you come in the restaurant, but when you sit down, you can take it off. Isn't it amazing? It's a smart virus. It'll only get you from the door until you get to the table. But when you get to the table, the virus just disappears. That's an intelligent virus, isn't it? I miss you too, Don. Miss you too, sweetie. Wants to stop our meat? Yeah. You go to a restaurant, you got to walk in wearing a mask. But when you sit on the table, you take your mask off. So that's an intelligent virus, isn't it? There's a dead zone. Why don't we make those dead zones like in restaurants all over the United States of America? That way nobody has to wear masks anymore. And when you take a shot, but after you take it, they say, "Well, can I still get COVID?" Yeah. Well, do I still have to wear a mask? Yeah. You still have to social distance? Yeah. Then what the heck did I take the shot for? Do you think we're all stupid? No, we're not. And people are waking up to this. They're finally waking up to understand that they've been used and abused and everything else. They've been lied to. And in Arizona, I mean, they're so scared of that one little county in Maricopa County in Arizona, proving that one little county can change everything. 73 Democratic lawyers, Republican lawyers, people from the state, people outside the state, trying to sue them, trying to get them to stop the recount, the audit in one little county in Arizona, Maricopa County, Arizona. If they didn't have anything to worry about, why are they throwing so much legal expertise at them? I'll tell you why, because they know they cheated. And the American people will find out. And once Maricopa County is found out, which I'm hearing that they're finding tons of variances in this audit, well, then they have the right to go to another state. We found it here. We found it there. Let's check these other counties. And then it can go to the Supreme Court, because then it will have wings. It'll have legs. You know, Mike Lindell said that President Trump would be back in office in August. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I don't know. I'm not going to make predictions because I really don't know. But I saw Lynn Wood, who was on Pete Santilli. It would be great for you guys to watch that. He was in South Carolina this weekend, and somebody recorded it. He had been nominated to run the GOP in South Carolina. Nomination to run the GOP. And Lynn Wood, you know, we had some former compadres on Periscope that said that Lynn Wood, Sidney Powell, and General Flynn were all grifters. Well, that just tells you that they're stupid, stupider, and even stupidest. General Flynn was a general. Lynn Wood, he represented Richard Jewell. He represented the Ramsey family. He represented that boy from Covington Catholic School. $250 million. He represented the Holloway family when they're putting out all the scandalous lies and stuff. They want a lawsuit for them. Lynn Wood has been there in the middle of it, fighting for these people. And Sidney Powell, they're making up all these stories that Sidney Powell says, "No, I was just saying that to see if somebody said that." She said, "I never said any such thing." But nobody's listening to it because the news media is putting out all this false news and all this fake news. Hey, B&B. But that's what's going on. Going to take your burger, going to take your spaghetti, going to take your sloppy joes, going to take away your pot roast, going to take away your chip beef. They want to take, these people are idiots. And then they say Donald Trump Jr.'s lied. I've got it right here. The Department of Agriculture from the University of Michigan, who told Joe Biden what to do to stop our personal climate emissions, to lower our personal climate emissions. Stop with the beef, and that way we won't produce so much methane. What are you going to do? You're going to tell the people in the South quit eating soup beans? You're going to tell B&B to quit eating kale? You're going to tell people to quit eating these leafy greens, vegetables? Oh, what are you going to do? You can't ban Tums because Tums will be good. It will stop the methane from human beings, won't it? Stupid people. I can't believe it. That's right. No one's taking your burger. No one's taking my burger. No one's taking my meat. All hail to the kale. No, you're not taking my burger. In fact, I think there's a coupon. It's buy one, get one free Whoppers at Burger King. I say that's probably my 4 ounces of beef for the month. I mean, this is what these people, I used to say it was communism, but I believe it's going full-blown Nazism. You know, Dr. Fauci makes $417,000 a year. You know what the president makes? $400K. Senators make 174 to 180 some thousand dollars a year. Anthony Fauci makes more money than the president of the United States. And all Anthony Fauci is an immunologist. That's all that he is. That's all he's ever been. And now he's saying that we should have 85% of the population. If we're vaccinated, then we can create herd immunity. That's not the way that works, Dr. Menglet. That's not the way herd immunity works, you little. What a joke. What a clown. Why take the shot if you can still get COVID-19? Why use a mask if you're taking the vaccine? Why wear a mask? Why do 6 feet distancing? Why do all that stuff? That means it's telling you the vaccine's no good. You know the reason why the vaccine's no good? Because mRNA. And I heard this explained to me really good the other night. See, you were born with non-specific antibodies. God created you, and the Bible even says you're made splendidly. God created us splendidly. And he put antibodies in our bodies, okay? And what antibodies do, if an infection or a disease or something, it doesn't matter what it is. The antibodies recognize it as it being a foreign bacteria or whatever it is, and they attack it. It's called non-specific antibodies. It attacks everything that comes in there that it shows like a danger, like danger, Will Robinson. And they just attack it and kill it and stop it from destroying your body. But when you take an mRNA vaccine, what it does, it gives you a specific antibody. And what it does, it overrules your non-specific antibodies. In other words, oh yeah, COVID-19 comes in, you got that. Okay, fine. Let's say you cut your finger, get an infection, and the antibodies would go to that normally. Well, they won't, because the specific antibody, the mRNA, overrules. I mean, this is really weird scientific sci-fi stuff. It overrules your antibodies, the non-specific antibodies. In other words, by taking that vaccine, you actually make yourself more susceptible to being sick. And they don't want you to know that. Hey, Pilot Mike, how you doing, buddy? But that's what's going on in our great country. By the way, thank you, everybody, for the change. Money. I appreciate that. I will win the lottery one day, and then I'll pay it all back, I promise. And when I win the lottery, I'll have a big 120-inch screen where I can broadcast from Habs. And I'll be sitting in my 14-karat gold chair with my ruby red slippers. No. But that's what's going on in the country. It's insanity. Total insanity. Kamala Harris in charge of the border. Where's Kamala Harris? Or Kabbalah Harris? Where's she at? Where's Joe Biden, fake president, at? What's he doing? Is he taking another, what do they used to call it? Where he doesn't want to talk to anybody. In other words, the press doesn't talk to him anymore. Is he down in his basement right now? Who is this man? Who are our elected officials? I saw Liz Cheney wants to run for the presidency in 2024. Good luck with that, little Dickie's daughter. It ain't going to happen. You betrayed us. Just like Mike Pence. Mike Pence got a pacemaker. Really? I didn't even know the guy had a heart. Okay? I didn't know he had a heart. I didn't. But he betrayed us. He turned against Trump. And I like what Linwood said of that thing from South Carolina. It's on Pete Santilli. He did it on his morning show today. He said, we have a president of the United States of America. His name is Donald John Trump. He said, Joe Biden's not our president. President Trump got over 80 million votes. He said that man sat in those little circles in those seats. He said him and Kamala Harris didn't go out there and do anything, but they're supposed to have more votes than anybody else. No, it doesn't work that way. But I was really just pissed off about the burger thing. But it's really not so much about the burger. It's about their wanting to control you. Their Nazism. We already got Dr. Menglet in charge of COVID-19, which, by the way, he sent his people over to the Wuhan labs to work with them. It came out again. It came out today. And the CCP, they did have troops doing winter maneuvers in Canada and in British Columbia and up near Manitoba. That's true, no matter what any former Periscope person says. It was true. And now Taiwan is being threatened again and again and again by China. And all Joe Biden can think about is eat your one hamburger a month and cut it back to 4 pounds a year. That's 4 ounces of beef per month. That's the great thing, to worry about climate change, climate control. But I didn't know Bill Gates was a doctor. I didn't know John Kerry was a doctor. I didn't know Elizabeth Warren was a doctor. I sure didn't know AOC was a doctor. None of these people. Joe Biden's not a medical doctor. So where are they getting all this stuff? Where do they go to medical school? And Bill Gates, remember, he wants you to eat that synthetic beef. Eat that fake meat, boy. Yeah? I wonder if you eat synthetic beef, if you have fake milk. Can you imagine that? Fake milk. If you eat fake beef, you have fake milk. I guess you can drink almond milk or silk, whatever they call this stuff, coconut milk. They want to totally change everything that we have. They think they're smarter than us. They think they're prettier than us. They think they've got more money than us. Well, they do have more money, but it's all illegal. But they think we can't take care of ourselves. We've been taking care of ourselves since 1776. And Joe Biden, I think that was he born 1777. Is that when Joe Biden was born? And they think they're smarter than us. They know more. No, they don't. We do not no longer live in a republic. We do not live in a republic anymore. Benjamin Franklin told a lady after they signed the Constitution, he said, "What have you given us, Mr. Franklin?" He said, "We've given you a republic if you can keep it." And I want to talk about one thing that is really important to me still. This will be the 20th anniversary of 9/11 this year. I remember I was working at CarQuest. We worked on Shelby Street, and my friend Jack had a place where he built these devices for coal mines. He did really well. And on the other side was a Salvation Army store. Well, me and Zelda, we were there. Mark was gone to Arden at the headquarters. They were doing a thing for the store managers. And a little woman come in the store crying. She said, "They've done it. They've done it." And Zelda said, "What's wrong?" He said, "They've done it. They've done it. They're killing us. We're at war." And I said, "Let me go down there and see what it is, Zelda." So I go in there, and they've got all these people. Everybody, the place was packed. And they had the old worn out color TV. The colors were not that great. And then you saw the planes fly in the buildings. And we have kids right now that weren't born when 9/11 happened. We have 20, 21-year-olds that were born that never experienced 9/11. They weren't there when they watched both buildings fall down, construction style demolition. They didn't see that. They didn't notice that they couldn't clean up anything for 4 to 5 days because the metal was so hot they couldn't touch it. They didn't know that Robert Mueller and his FBI, along with help from John Kerry and George W. Bush, gut the bin Laden family out of the United States when all air traffic was stopped. They don't know that. They think they're very smart, that they can burn down federal buildings. They say, we're commies, we're whatever they call us and everything else. They don't realize on that day in 2001, September 11th, that our lives and our freedoms and everything was changed. That's when Homeland Security came out. That's when the Patriot Act came out. And they've been eroding our freedoms daily, day by day by day. And Donald Trump was in there. He was trying to give it back to us. He's trying to make America strong again, make America great again. Taking off the regulations for the businesses, trying to bring the business back. Standing up against China, standing up against North Korea, standing up against these people. Vladimir Putin respected Trump, so he didn't do anything when Trump was in there. But now Joe Biden wants to go in there and change every single thing that we ever did. And what did they do with the metal from the buildings after 9/11? They cut it all up and put it on a ship. And where did all the metal go? They sold all the metal, everything from the buildings that went straight to China. That's where all the evidence went, to China. Are we the United States of America anymore? Or are we just another Soviet satellite nation? They want to take your guns. They want to tell you what kind of food you can eat. They want to tell you how you should live. If it's a pandemic, well, I'm sorry, it's not a pandemic. Prove to me it's a pandemic, Dr. Fauci. You immunologist? Go ahead. You're an immunologist. You're nothing else. You're a political hack. And you and your people have caused so much fear for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Americans, telling them, oh, they were going to die. And this is going to happen. Now the state of Michigan, this is a true story. It came out today. They're mandating masks for 2 to 4 year olds. Mandating masks on little kids. 2 to 4 years old now, they have to wear masks. Don't you realize the damage you're going to cause those little kids? And how you're going to stunt their growth? And what you're going to do to these poor little babies? They don't care. They don't care. It's not about your health. It's about control. That's all it is. It's always been about control. They want to control you. They want to control me. But God's on our side. The devil's on theirs. And our freedoms are given to us by God, not by man. Our freedom's not given to us by Joe Biden. Our freedoms wasn't given to us by Donald Trump. Our freedoms wasn't given to us by Barack Obama, the Bushes, or Clintons, or even Ronald Reagan. God gave us these freedoms. These are God-given freedoms that we have. And we can't allow any politician, no matter how slick, no matter how good-looking they are, no matter how they can talk, we cannot lose our country to satanic people that love to take little babies and trafficking kids. One of the biggest ports of child sex trafficking is out of Washington, D.C. itself. They're monsters. They want to hurt our babies. They don't care. And it's just not babies either. They take women, young girls. They don't care. Like I told somebody the other day, Pentecostal preacher said, I always remember it. He said, if America doesn't get punished, he said, then God will have to resurrect Sodom and Gomorrah and apologize to all those people. God's not going to do that, by the way. But that's the country we're in right now. You want to know why things are going haywire, things are going crazy in this country? It's because the United States of America is a nation of death. It's not a nation of life anymore. It's a nation of death. They don't honor our laws. They think all cops are bad. When 250 African Americans were shot by police officers last year in the country, yes, they were. 7,000 African Americans were killed by other African Americans, but that number never comes up because they want to focus on one thing, make this one person or this one group of people look like they're horrible, but they don't want to talk about their own shortcomings. They kill 30, 40 people a weekend in Chicago. Nobody talks about that. That's over 1,500 deaths. You saw that little 7-year-old girl got killed in a drive-by. Cute little girl. Those long curls, long pigtails. Had a little tooth missing. Beautiful. 7 years old. Got killed. They don't want to talk about that. Oh, heavens no. They got the guy, by the way, that shot the girl. They did get him. They did find out who it was. Evidently, by using surveillance videos that they had out there, they did get the guy. But nobody wants to talk about that. They want to talk about Donald Trump was a monster. Donald Trump Jr. doesn't know what he's talking about. He's making stuff up. They want to say the American public, us, that we need to be led with like pigs with a ring in our nose because we don't have any better sense to know what to do. Well, there is an uprising. There's a revival of the American spirit right now. They just don't know it yet. The left doesn't know it yet. Joe Biden doesn't know it yet. These people don't know it yet. And I mean, I think it's great that everybody gets on here and want to talk about their roads and their weather and talk about dancing and doing all this stuff. I mean, that's what they like to do. I think that's great. But that's not going to solve a flipping thing. It's not going to fix a thing. Not going to fix a thing. Because these are serious times we're living in. It really is. And when all they're focused on is taking away burgers and beef from us, when there's over 10 million people unemployed, and they worry about something stupid like this, that tells you exactly what kind of government we have right now. We don't have one. It's run by puppets. It's run by people that want to destroy the country. It's run by Saul Alinskyeites. It's run by the same people that want to burn down buildings, want to stop church services, want to take your guns. So that's all I really wanted to say. I just wanted to get off my chest. I hadn't been on here in a while, and I wanted to go in here and broadcast some just to let you know, you guys, I love you. Thank you for coming in my scope. I'll just say scope because that's what it really is. I'll just call it scope. Exactly right, Arnie Maui. But I wanted to get on here and just broadcast for a little bit. Let y'all know I'm still living. I'm in the land of living. And I appreciate everything that you guys do. And I pray for you. Remember, God loves you. All he wants you to do is love him back. And he will give you peace because he's already given you that peace through the precious gift of his son, Jesus, by his precious blood, that he died on Calvary that we would be saved and have life that more abundantly. Don't ever give up on that. No matter how bad things get, no matter how gloomy things look, he's always there. He never left. You were the one that left. He never left. Like the prodigal son. The prodigal son left, but the father was always there. And he said, your brother has come home. God's always there. And so am I. But anyway, however long God lets me live on the planet, you know. But anyway, folks, that's it. That's all I've got. That's all I have to say. But now I feel better since I got it off my chest. Now, if something could do something about my pregnancy, I'd feel better. I am not pregnant. I am not pregnant. I'm sorry. That was a pregnant pause I did right there. That's what I meant. But anyway, folks, thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. And God bless you. And have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful week. If I don't talk to you for another week, well, you know, I love you guys. You guys are good people. And I'd rather see you laughing and see you having a good time and knowing you're in a great country and enjoying the fruits of your labor than to see you crying and worrying about everything. You know, I want you to have a good time. And I want you to take care of yourselves. Good night, everybody. It has been my pleasure. Take care.